Hi, Hawks fans. Game number 1 in the books. The Hawks have prevailed and take a 1-0 lead in this best of 7 against the Brooklyn Nets. Well, Nick, let's go back and talk a little bit about Game 1 before we get ready for Wednesday night. Kyle Korver's performance was simply outstanding. Tied his career high with 5 threes.
It really was. You know, what he did is get to the spots that he loved to get to. And the thing is about Kyle, he doesn't need a lot of room. Once he gets to the spot he needs to get, it's pretty much automatic. And he really had the Brooklyn defense all over the place. They were confused, didn't know their strategies and substitutions coming on the floor when they had to guard Kyle Korver. But a lot of times they was just not ready to run with him. And once he gets behind 1 or 2 screens, well, it's history from there.
And you got to tip your cap to DeMarre Carroll. Not only did he come up with a fine offensive game as he finished with 17 points, but he had Joe Johnson in single coverage much of the game.
Yeah, he did. You know, there's a lot of work for one guy because Joe Johnson's such a big physical body. And so when they needed help, they was able to give DeMarre help. But the thing is, DeMarre was able to keep him in front of him.
Now we look ahead to Game 2 on Wednesday night. Obviously, it's Brooklyn that is the team that needs to make the adjustments. But before we get to the net side of the story, what about Paul Millsap? What did you see, and what are your concerns?
Well, I thought he was a little rusty early. But after seeing him go through the game, it looked like he was really pressing. And I think maybe he was favoring that shoulder a little bit too much instead of just playing. Because sometimes those injuries can work on your mind mentally. But I think what he has to do is just kind of put it behind him. Whatever happens, happens. But he didn't look like the normal Millsap that we're accustomed to seeing.
Well, he's got a couple of days off now before game number 2 rolls around on Wednesday night. As for Brooklyn, one guy that has done a lot of damage during the regular season and did more in Game 1 is Brook Lopez.
Well, Brook Lopez, had acquired, 15 or 17 and 14 rebounds, but he's a tough cover because he's so big and so skilled for a big guy. Great touch, great feel for the game, very smart player. So he's a tough matchup.
All right, it's on to Game 2 Wednesday night here. 7 o'clock is game time. And can you mix in a little red for Game 2?
You know what? I'm coming with the I'm going to tell you what. You know what? I am going to come with a red tie, but it's going to be a navy blue suit.
I like that. That's a sweet look.
Representing both areas. You know what? You have navy blue on tonight. That's nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
And we'll see you all on Wednesday.